Andy and I just wrapped up round 2 at WeatherTech Speedway. Going to that track is kind of like going home for he and I. We've had the opportunity to spend a lot of time there previously, and we were super excited to come back because of the new grip with the repave of the track and some of the new amenities that they had instituted.
Yeah, we're coming off a really successful weekend at Sebring. We had gone back to the laboratory and talked about where we wanted to make improvements, and we went and did a little testing here at Apex Motor Club just to refine a couple things that we saw in the data from Sebring. All that stuff that we'd worked on, it was awesome to see it come to fruition, throughout the weekend. And it's good to finally notch our names in the win column for the Pro-Am category. So the weekend started with a pretty good qualifying run. We were able to get on pole for the second time in a row for Pro-Am. And it was on a lap that I didn't think was going to pan out. With 40 plus cars on the track, it was near impossible to get a clear lap in qualifying. Just so much traffic. And on my qualifying lap, I ended up catching a car in the very last corner. I thought that was going to ruin it, but it was still just good enough to put us in front for Pro-Am for the class pole. And once I knew that I had a little bit of a buffer between me and the next competitive car in our class, it was all about just maintaining. And at Sebring, we talked about how we could be better at salvaging rubber and saving tire for the second driver. And so really my mission during my stint was to hold position, obviously hold the lead, but also take care of as much tire as I could so I can give Slade the best car possible.
I've had a problem maintaining my consistency, and this weekend I was really able to maintain my pace. I stayed incredibly competitive, and Andy handed me a great car in P1, and I went out there and just chopped wood, raced clean, was just consistent every single turn of every single lap, and at the end of the day that returned us a P1.
All the way to the checker flag, that's all I was doing was chewing my nails off because I wondered what could possibly go wrong, because we had been close a few times before to winning, and I couldn't let the excitement go until it was finally over. He was across the finish line.
Way to stay patient.
Sunday's race, we were just along for the ride. There was nothing we could do. Most of the race was besieged with yellow flags. We didn't get to race. That's pretty frustrating.
Yeah, it was just a matter of just holding position, really, on the few green laps that we got. I thought we had a shot at maybe winning again. Certainly had the car for it. We made some changes between Saturday's race and Sunday's race. The car was even better on Sunday than it was on Saturday, and just wasn't meant to be. Very fortunate that we managed to come out on the podium still and take care of points. A double podium weekend for us. I mean, couldn't have even dreamt about that last season. So to come away with hardware in both arms going home is something I'm pretty happy about.
This weekend was incredibly rewarding for Andy and I. We worked our asses off last year, and we just never saw the results that we knew we were capable of as teammates. And to come into Laguna Seca and pull off a P1 on Saturday and a P3 on Sunday, it was just incredibly rewarding for both of us, given everything that we've done up to this point. It's some great momentum for us as we continue on throughout our trek in Lamborghini Super Trofeo 2024.
Yeah, I'd say for me, the feeling was pretty incredible. It was hard to really sit in it on Saturday after we had won, because we had work to do the very next day. We couldn't, really go party and celebrate, hardcore about it. I'd say it really didn't hit me until I got home and had a chance to really look at the highlights from the weekend.
It really kind of sunk in for me when Brian Till and Jeremy Shaw were talking about Andy and I, and they recognized that it had been a long fight to finally get to this position of a win.
I can tell you where the party in the paddock is going to be, and that's going to be at Flying Lizard Motorsports, because the 14 of Slade Stewart, Andy Lee, leads in the Pro-Am category. They make it around to the checkered flag. That would be their first win in the Pro-Am category.
And I think what made it even more special was we had some special guests come all the way in from across the United States, and to have those people there celebrating with us and knowing that my family was at home cheering us on, it was just really, really awesome.
Saturday was something special. I mean, we started on pole, and all we had to do was just maintain and we both did on our stints, I think perfectly. So looking forward to
Yeah, Slade actually finally hauled his own fucking weight.
Slade. I mean, I think it was awesome that Slade brought it home for us for our first win.
Next up is Watkins Glen. It's another one of my favorite tracks. I think it's also a favorite track of Andy's. And, we're just going to keep the momentum rolling.
I can't wait to get back and really kind of show what we have now. And so I'm looking forward to going there and testing ahead of time and just really being ready to go when that official practice session starts.